Right, hello everybody. Hello, and welcome to Thursday. I hope you've had a really good day, or whatever you've been doing. I'm just getting myself a little bit ready, and I will be live very, very shortly. So, I had to get one more thing, but it's just not actually, I don't know where it is, to be honest. I was just looking for it, so let me just put you on. So hello, welcome. I hope you've had a very good Thursday and that you are now raring to go, and we've got Friday tomorrow, so yes, one more day and then it's the weekend. Yay! Right, well, I'm carrying on with the... Hi Susan, how are you? Thank you for joining me this evening. I hope you're well. I've got an array of different things that I've been doing. So I started to cut some things out. I'm going to cut some more out. I just ran out of time. But what I thought we might do is I've done something with using beeswax, and I'm brilliant. Yeah, I'm good. Yes, it's it's a bit overcasty here where I am at the moment, so I've actually got my blind up for a little bit so I can actually see out there, so it looks quite nice out there. So what I thought we'd do is some beeswax flowers. We can start then decorating the front of our cover for our grandma's attic, and then we'll do a few more pages as we go through, maybe this evening or tomorrow if I don't get a lot done. But I thought I'd do something, as I say, like with beeswax. Now I've got a very old milk pot. I don't know if anybody else may have one, but I was going to get it out, but I just didn't get the time, so I thought I'd just get it out now, because I've had a bit of a tidy up everywhere and my craft room is looking lovely. It really, really is. So just bear with me, because I just have to go to the back here and get it out. Now I have two milk pots that I use. Now one of them is just for beeswax, and the other is for when I use UT. So it's a very, very old one, as you can see, but I love it. It really is nice. We've got a bit of hair in there. So let me see where I can plug this in. That might have to be down here. And yeah, I'll just plug it in there. So we can get that on, and that will hopefully start to heat up. So while we're making our flowers, that can start to heat. Now I've got everything else. I've done these flowers. I did those, so I don't need those. But I was going to do... No, not those. Yeah. So the other flowers I was just going to do was going to be my rolled flowers. I just didn't get time to do them, so I thought I'd do them now. So let me just move them out of the way. I thought I would have a little pot with or a little basket with all my dyes and things that I'm going to use, so that it keeps it nice and clean, because I've cleaned my craft room. It's all nice and tidy. So I just want to get these out, because I want to do some actual paper flowers with out of my pattern paper. So I'm just going to put a couple on and just see where we go from there. They may not all cut out, but we can try, can't we? So let's just get a scrap piece of the paper, and I always then lose the other lid, so let's just move that over. Go back. Once I've cut these out, I'll have a chat, and I'll show you what it is that I want to actually try and do. So have you been working today, Susan, or have you been relaxing? What have your plans been today? So just get this little one out. There we go. Get these, and then I can actually just move these out of the way, and then I've got a bit of space. So I've even tidied up my little revolving tool storage unit there. So I put everything back into their own little pots where they should have been, and yes, so I know where all my pens are, all my pokey tools. So I'm feeling very, very creative tonight. Oh, have you been working on my house album? Ooh, I'm going to look forward to seeing that, actually. I love seeing what other people do with it. Are you finding it quite easy? Or easier? There we go, just pop them over there. Just get my... That's getting there nicely. Now what I do want, which is not there, I need to get, is my heat mat. Which is not there, which could be in here. Yes, like this. I've got this really rubbish heat mat that I use, especially when I'm doing my beeswax, because then it goes on there, the wax, and then I don't get it everywhere. I've been working on your house and quite new to albums. Got the house done today, really enjoying it. Oh, brilliant. Oh, I am pleased. Hi Mayo. Hello. I love the little emoji. It's really nice. Yeah, I think with the house kit, I think it looks a little bit daunting because you've got the shapes. There's two different shapes. Normally, if a box is just obviously your box standard squares or rectangles, but with that I had to kind of design the triangle roof parts and then make it to fit, and then the little bits on the side as well. So although it looks quite not simple, because it doesn't look simple, but it looks a lot different to, as I say, another album box type thing. So yeah, I had quite a lot of fun designing that. It was really nice to design. So just move them out of the way. Now I've got some, as I say, some nice flowers here that I've already cut. Now I do need to get some of the distress inks, but those I could use dioxide, the dioxides, I could use those, so that's not a problem. But this is a nice thing to do, especially if you want to put like paper flowers on the outside. Hi Nico, how are you? Thank you for joining me. Now this is not these dies that I've got here are very old, and I've used them and used them and used them, so they don't actually cut out. This particular one doesn't cut out very well, but I don't really need it, so I'll throw that one away rather than try and Ah, thank you. So we need to get you on here now as well, so you can show us how to crochet. Maybe you can come and do a little guest spot for me here. That'd be nice. Yes, we could have a. You can have a guest spot and show us how to crochet. Right. So let me just take this last one out without trying to break it. So let's go. Let's get this out. Like so. So let's stick those over there and move that out of the way. So I've cut out some of my flowers already here. I can move this out as well. And I've also got, so what I've done is I've cut out, these are ones that I've cut out previously. So this is really what we are hoping to achieve. Now this is had beeswax on it. Now if I bring it up, hopefully you may be able to see there's like a bit of a shimmer on there. So when the beeswax was dry, I then just brushed over a very light coating of mica powder, and it just makes everything really shimmery. Now this is just your normal cardstock, so it makes it very rigid and very hard wearing. So I've done another one here, and this is an older one that I've done. As I say, you can just see them shimmering there, that mica powder. And I did have another one, and then there's this one here. It's got the gold. I think I've added like gold wax to that as well. So that's, I might use that one actually, because that's nice. That'll go with my book. That one I haven't done. So I've just cut out a few ones that I've already sort of had previously that I think will go nicely with this book. So there's that one there as well that has had some gold on it. Now if I bring that up, there we go, you can just about see that one might be a little bit too vintagey, steampunky for this book, but again, I never throw any of my ones away. So let's have a look. So that's melting down nicely, and it does smell delicious. I love the smell of beeswax. Now this I've had in here for about, I must have had this in here for 10 years, so a little bit of beeswax goes a long way. Now what I use are the pellets, and that I get them from a local I suppose bee honey maker, so it is quite local. So they're little tiny pellets as well. Yes, you know, definitely I'd love to see you come and do show us how to crochet. So you could come and sit here, Nico, and then we could all sit and do that. I think we would I think everybody would like that, wouldn't we? So I'm just seeing if I am, don't know. There we go. There we are. I've got it now. So we'll let that just carry on heating up. Now the other thing that you do need for this will be a very old brush. Now this brush has got beeswax already on it, so it you know, that's why but I only keep it for this. And then when you put it in, although this one's really old, I might have to get a new one because this one has the bristles were coming out. So let's get another old one. I think not one of those. I'm just trying to suss one out. What's that one? No. 1 second. I think I might have some old ones in my other little pot. So I've got a Little Mermaid one. This one will do. So it's just an old brush, just so that you don't mind, one that you don't mind sort of using just for this purpose. Now if you haven't got a melt pot, you can, I think I've seen people do this with a heat gun as well. So you could use a heat gun to heat your beeswax up. Or I've seen other people use, like, you know, like you get the leg wax. When you wax your legs, you get you can buy the little pots for that. Again, anything like this, don't let children to do it, because obviously this is really hot, and don't go and leave it unattended, because it could bubble over or catch fire. So you just need to be mindful of that. So I need to get now a colour, so I don't know whether to go with a green. Might go with the Bundle Sage, because that's quite a nice, and maybe Broken China, that might be quite nice as well. I'm trying to go with some nice greens and blues, which is going to go with my album. So let's have a look. Now I thought I did under one anyway. So let's just grab a tool. Now I'm just gonna ink the edges just around, just to give them a hint of green. Now I don't know about whether or not the oxides is going to be the right choice, but unless we try these things, we don't know, do we? So it's just giving a little bit of a tinge. So what I may do is just move over to my other blending tools up here. Trying to get them where I didn't have to get them. And then while I'm up, I might as well go and get the actual proper distress inks. And what was the other one I said? Bundle Stage and Broken China. Broken China. There we go. So I might as well use these, and then I'm using the proper ones that I need to use. Let's put them back in there, and then bring these ones out. So I've been doing a craft room tidy today, so I'm very pleased with what I did. I moved all my papers out of I had papers everywhere, papers galore were on the top of my work surface everywhere, and I moved them all out and found another space for them, so that I've got free work surfaces. There's nothing worse than having loads of work surfaces and then not being able to use them. Right, so I'm just inking these edges here. Now I am going to go in with a bit of Broken China as well, because I just want that tiny bit of green and blue, like so. So there's those. Now I can bring in these ones, which is what I was going to do, and I'm just going to colour these edges like so, and I want it a more of a bluey green than a green. I know it's a bit funny for a colour of a flower, but that's the colour of my papers, so that's what I thought I would use. So I can put a little bit of I don't know what I was thinking to say then. I was going to say I could put a little brown on the top just to give it a bit more of a vintage feel. So let's turn them over. I'm not going to do all of these the same colour because I want a bit of a different colours. So I've done 4. So these ones have got a few different petals, a few different sizes of petals. So we can add them all together. See how that's looking. This and that's all melted. It is such a good way just to add something different to your albums, to use something that you also may have in your stash, because I think, well, I've got 2. I've got one which is for just my beeswax, and then I've got one where I use for my ultra thick embossing powder. So I'm going to do some of these in green, and it will go really nicely with, I could add a bit more blue actually, but I'm just going to add a few different colours like so, because once you put them with the green, the brown on the top, that will kind of look quite nice, I think. So just tinting these flowers, as I say, not going too mad with them. Okay, so those and those, and so I've done a couple of those. Do a couple of these in the blue, and then we can shape them, and then we can then put them in the pot, in the melting pot. So my little thing there, and I need that and that. I've got that, so I'm all set. So yeah, I found lots of different pattern papers that I had today, that I forgotten that I'd had. So I really did a good job. I've sort of got 2 parts to my craft room. So I've got the part where, obviously, that's behind my camera, behind my TVs and my monitors. So I've got that part, and then I've got like worked up all the way round. So because that's what I will, before I did this craft room, that's what I was lacking in, which was loads of workspace. So so that you could have different stations to do different jobs. So like I wanted a die cutting station, then I wanted a bead making station, and all that type of thing. So I kind of put the worktops all the way around. It's only my 2nd bedroom, so it's not very huge, but I've managed to cram an awful lot into it, and it is, there's probably, like I suppose with lots of people's craft rooms, you end up with a few of your drawers and doors and cupboards where it's just one of those that you just shove everything in and then shut the door onto it. Well, I've got a couple of those, and I need to go through them and have a look, because there's things in there that I don't use anymore, and I could maybe do a de-stash and sell on. So I've done a couple of leaves, petals should I say. Now this little one is a bit small. I think I may need to do 2 of these. I don't want to do the big one because I think that's too big. So I think I need some brown on the top of these, I think, just to set them off. Now this can be done on the outside of the house album if you were doing something like that, Susan, so that you could do this on the house album and they would be quite what's the word I'm looking for? I was going to say robust. That isn't the word I'm looking for. They'll be, my words are just going, sorry. I will think of it. That's with having no thyroid, you see. That's you get brain fog, and then going through menopause as well, so that doesn't help neither, does it? And I think we can all sort of relate to things like that. So they will be quite hardened, and they will be able to take a lot of things. More so, they won't rip like what you would have done if you hadn't of coated them in the beeswax. So I'm just getting these ready. And again, you don't have to do this. You can just do them normally. I just think it adds a nice little touch to it. So I'm just going to put them on top of each other like so, because I am going to add some stamens. So I'm just going to place them so that they are alternative leaves, and then the little one can go in the middle like so. And then I'm just going to poke my pokey tool down so that I can get my hole in the middle. Oh, hi Lindarella, how are you? Lovely to thank you for joining me. It's lovely to see you. Hi Spudette, lovely to see you again. Thank you ever so much for joining me again. Well, we're making beeswax flowers, so I've got my beeswax melting. Now this is a melting pot. I don't know if you've ever, so they were from Ranger. They stopped selling them probably about 10 years ago, I would think, and you may be able to find them on places like eBay or FaceBay or somewhere like that, where people are selling them off for very cheap. I saw somebody selling them a few weeks ago for one of these, and it's, you know, I think they were about £40 to buy when they were first bought out. And you can make you can melt like your hot UT in them as well, and things like that. So you could make jewelry, you could make impressions, like mold that, stamp things into it and things like that. It was really, really useful. And then you could also then do the beeswax. That's what I actually love doing, is the beeswax. That's my sort of favourite thing. So to do the beeswax flowers, just to recap, this is one I did a few weeks or so ago, and you can see it's got a little bit of a shimmer. Well, that shimmer is mica powder put onto the beeswax when it's dried. So I'm just going to get some stamens, because I've lost them. So let me use these ones. I've got some nice coloured ones here. So we could use I've got some white. I'm going to put the green ones in. I do like a good stamen. So let me just find my wire again, because we need some wire, and a pair of scissors. I can just chop that off. Put that in. I wish the weather would know what it was going to do. It's either hot or cold. Today it was like a summer's day. I had to go out without my cardigan on, so I was quite warm. But I had to go and pick up a prescription for my mum, but of course it wasn't ready when I went and picked it up. So my daughter went in for it, and she said, oh, they said it won't be ready till Tuesday. Hi Sarah, how are you? That's okay, don't worry, I haven't long been started. You know, it's like we're just chatting away. So all I've done so far, just to quickly recap, is just I've cut out some flowers and I've just inked them with some distress ink, and then I've just inked the edges. Now these ones, in case you wanted to know, are the heartfelt large small sweet peony. So it's these ones that I'm using, and they come with the stamps as well. So well, these ones I got the stamps with them, so that's why I've got like the nice stamped image on them. And I've just poked a hole through, so now I'm just going to hopefully put them through and get it in the right place. That one I've actually missed the middle completely. Let's add the hole in properly. There we go. So these ones you may have to be a little bit careful with, because they are a bit more fragile. So let's just put these through, whereas the ones I did the other night had a nice big center, so I could just put the hole straight through. These ones have to be a little bit more careful. Now I have noticed that my underside of the flowers is still the cream color, but if I don't like it, I could always re-ink over it. I think it looks nice. Right, let me just get this bit in. There we go. And pull that up like so, and then that's like, it's like getting to be a flower. So I'm just going to move it round while it's on that sort of wire, so that you can then you can maneuver them into place. So the last one sort of on the top, so you can put another one on there if you want to, but I'm going to leave that as it is. Now I do need to add a bit of hot glue just to the underside to hold this the stamen legs on. So let's get my scissors again. Oh Sarah, I loved your album. It was really nice. Oh, you did a really good job. It was lovely. It was, I even showed Savannah. I said, look at this. And the papers were lovely. They did work so well, them papers, don't they? Set me up. There we go. So I'm going to just move that over there like that, so that that's out the way. So that is your flower done. So the other bit of kit that you will need is an old let me find it. I did find one out because I thought, oh, I'll need that later. Just some tweezers, and just some old ones. So I've got ones that I use just for beeswax, because once you've got the beeswax on, it's hard to get it off. You're welcome. Yes, you can remember. Can you remember where we bought them from? Yes, it was from That's Crafty. We got them from. Yeah, they had lots, didn't they? So this smells absolutely divine. Right, so yes, so you will need some old tweezers and an old brush. Now the brush, when you heat it up, it will then start to soften again, because then it will melt the beeswax that's on your brush. But yeah, don't put in your brand new ones that are, you know, really, really expensive. You just need a cheap one, and that would be sort of it. So I'm just trying to get out, because where I've had old brushes in there before, I've got all the bristles in there. So I'm just getting them out, and it is hot. So just bits of paper that have come off and stuff. Right, okay. So I've also used an old craft mat as well, one that you don't mind just using just for your beeswax, because then you will end up with beeswax like droplets everywhere. So if you just use one of those, you can then just fold it all up and then put it out to, you know, for whenever you use your melt pot again. It was from That's Crafty. Oh, hi Lily. And it was from That's Crafty. So I normally make a couple. Now you kind of put them in, so let me just come in a bit more so you can see. So I tend to do a dip and a sort of dip in, and so you dip it all in like so, and then I let it drip off. And then sometimes what I'll do, because you might get an awful lot on there, so you may need to use your heat gun just to melt some of the excess off. But if you then if you shape it while it starts starting to dry, then you will find that that's the shape that it will sit in. So that's just going to move that round, because I need a little bit of wax in that bottom bit there. So I'm just getting off the excess, and then I'm going to put it there to dry, and then if I don't like it, I can then remelt it all again, and you can then just keep going until you're happy with whatever it is that you're doing. So let me then roll these ones, and we can then dip these. Now I use hot glue. I know it's some say, well, if you use hot glue it's going to melt. It doesn't, so you're sort of okay with things like that. So, and my hot glue doesn't take too long to come out. There we are. So just push that round, and then I'm going to open this one out, so that because this one you really do need to be opened ready, and in the design that you want. There we go. So I'm just going to stick that down like so, and it's only in the beeswax for a little while, so let's put that one in. There we go. Put that one there, and this one is very nearly dry, so just start to just shape them a little bit as it kind of got out of the shape that we wanted. There we are. And if you can see in here, I've got lots and lots of the beeswax in there. So what I would do with that one is I would just heat it up, but because I don't want to, my heat gun is so noisy, I'm just going to peel that bit off and then stick them round, and then you just keep going until you're happy with how many that you've got, and then you can start to obviously put them all onto your book. So as this is all real time, I haven't got anything ready. I think we just have to carry on and chat away. And yeah, I think everybody must put their craft rooms up on my Facebook group, so I can see what your craft rooms are like. Did you like mine, Sarah? I've had a really good tidy up from what it was the other night. I don't want to use it now because it's all tidy. Oh, I love this glue gun, but I don't. It tends to leak an awful lot if you leave it on. It's horrible. I am Mayo, yes I am, yes. And I'm going to show you something else in just a minute, what we're going to do with it as well. So we're going to make it sparkle. So I'm just going to put this one in like so. Now another way to do it is if you leave it in the pot just upside down, and that will melt any of the beeswax that you don't want. So I'm going to put that one there, and then just make up these ones here, because these ones look really nice when you add them to the beeswax. So let's just take a few of these. Now these are very old dies that I've got here. They're these ones, and they were from a company called Cheery Ling Designs, and these are amongst my most favouriteest dies that I think I've got. They're like my prized possession. They came out with these strips of sheet metal with the flowers on, and oh, how quick is it? You just put that whole thing through, and then you've got like 5 flowers all at once. And I think they were one of the first people to sort of do that type of design, and yeah, they're lovely. I was on their design team, so then they were very generous. I had lots and lots of dies from there, and they gave you a generous DT allowance, and then you also had 50% off in their shop as well. And it's fabulous. I got a tidy desk. Yay! Well, that's good. Well, just we can get it messy again. That's the thing. I won't want to use it now. But I had all my 12 by 12 papers were underneath my cabinets. Then they were on top of the work surface. And to be honest, I'd forgotten all that I'd got. So it was nice to actually go through them and see them and think, oh yeah, I like that one. I've got some from a company. I got them from Ireland. They're from I think they're from a company called Lexi Designs, and they're absolutely beautiful papers, really nice. So I'm gonna use them soon, but I want to get this one finished first. It's been actually quite nice to do this more in real time. Well, I say tidy, yes Sarah, yes. Well, tidy-ish. As long as you can get to your bits on your desk and all the bits that you need, then it's tidy enough. I mean, mine is a little bit tidy. I mean, because I don't know if anybody's like me, where I end up with pots. So I've got like a pot with distress inks in, and I've got a pot that's got odd bits in, and then I've got another pot that I might have when I'm tidying up to put my flowers in. So then I'll have flowers, and then I'll have buttons all in this thing, but then I end up with loads and loads of pots everywhere. So I've sorted out all my pots. So I've only got one that's got my wax seal in, and The other's just got my distress inks in, so the one, you know, the ones that you use most of the time. So I've just shaped these. Now these ones I have to be a little bit more careful with because the hole is a little bit smaller. So I'm only going to use a few stamens in this one. Well, last night I phoned up one of my friends I haven't spoke to for ages, and I phoned her up about 8, and no, maybe it might have been about 9:30, and by the time we got off the phone, we'd been on the phone for about 2 hours and 45 minutes, and we could have carried on talking, but she had to get to work the next day, so I thought, right, let's go. We need another catch up, so hopefully we'll catch up very soon, or have another marathon chat. I think that's where you can use your messenger and things like that on WhatsApp, and it's not actually charging you for the phone call, which is good. I can remember when I was a teenager, and obviously way back then we didn't have mobile phones, so and at the time we didn't even have a telephone, and I'd have to say, right, you must be back in at this certain time, and you think, well, how did we cope with that? Now, you know, if I haven't got my mobile phone, I'll come back for it. You know, I'll hate to go out without it now. You know, you sit on your phone when you're in the car. Obviously, when it's off and you're not driving. But if you're waiting for somebody, you'll have it. You might check Facebook or your emails or your messengers. So it just. I think we're just on it so much. Right, so I'm just adding some extra flowers here, and what I've done is, instead of I've put a little half mark in these, so I've creased them in the middle of the petals to create more of a pointed petal rather than a rounded one. You just can keep going with these and just keep going, but as I say, I have to be really careful because this has got a really small hole in it. That's all that. Yes, well, I can see where I've put my scissors and my glue and my pokey tool. That's all that matters. Yes, that's it. Yes, I tidied at the side of me. I've got you can't actually see it now, but I've got one of those twisty, I don't know what they're sort of called. It's like a tool holder, and you turn it round and it's got little compartments in it. It's a wooden thing. I've had it for ages, and I actually saw it first of all on somebody's. I used to love watching, I don't know if anybody else does, craft room tours. Does anybody watch craft room tours? I love watching them and seeing what everybody uses, what everybody does for their storage, and sometimes it's really, really ingenious ideas that they use. And this one lady, I can't remember what she's an English lady, and she got a load of her boxes. They were all see-through acrylic, and they were CD. They were actually originally for CDs that you put CDs in, and they were from Muji, and I'd never heard of Muji until then, but I mean, they were quite expensive, but I managed to get, I think, about 6 of them. And if you want a bit of a laugh and to see, because I've got 2 craft room tours. One, I know I've got 3 actually. One when my craft room, when I first sort of come up into my spare bedroom, and you can see how different it is, because what I did is I just used everything that so from like old chest of drawers. I had like those things like that. This here behind me is from it's from IKEA, and it was there was a dresser part with it as well. So you put this part on the wall, and then you had the drawers and the dresser bit at the bottom. And I think we've got the dresser things still in the garage, but this one, it was just ideal to put on the wall and then house all my inks and stuff in. So I've sort of kept that. And there's another thing I've kept as well, which was a tall long thing, which was also from IKEA, that I have all my 12 by 12s in, because it's just the right sort of depth for that. So I'm just going to push them down. And yeah, if you want to see what my craft room did look like, I loved it. It was really nice, and I had to go through all the different boxes and whatever I did. But anyway, that going back to the acrylic boxes, I put all my paints and things on them and put them on top of the in these little metal. They're actually what you use to put inside your wardrobe, not wardrobes, inside your cupboard, so that you can have an extra bit of height. And yeah, I used those and then put my paints all inside of them. And yeah, they looked I loved it. It's completely different to what it is now. I had like bits going down the side, and I had an old dining room table that was huge. I can remember my husband went to get it from, he bought it off eBay, and he was ripped off. And anyway, he brought it home, and I thought, well, I can't use that. So I said, right, it can go up in my craft room. And it nearly killed me getting it upstairs, because it was like solid wood, but it was a nice big table. But that's in what was my husband's his craft shed. That used to be my craft room number 1, which is a log cabin in the garden. But I couldn't take all the spiders. I'm alright with tarantulas and things like that, but give me a house spider and I run a mile. So right, I've just made up 1 and 2 more, and you can just keep going. So I'm just going to make up quite a few as we go along. And that's the wrong flower. Oh, maybe not that one. Alright, let's have a look. Have I got any of the others? So I've got 3 of those, so I've just used 1 of these. Right, so I've got 5 there, so that will do. So, and a few more of these. So just bring them up. This is where I lose my little tool. And I'll just put that in there like so. And I will shape these more as they start to dry. I want to show you the next bit in a minute. I just need them dry before I can show it to you. It is a bit of a faff, but if you don't mind making flowers and doing things like this, I had a phase where I used to make them all the time. Let me show you one that I made. It's a bit falling apart now. I did this little wooden heart, and it was just as like a wall hanging, really. I mean, it is falling apart now, but these are the mulberry flowers that we used to all get, and you can even do that. You can even dip these in there as well, and they look just as nice. And this is another thing I may do in another stream, is I made these decorative hat pins as well, so I might do that on the stream at one stage. Let me see if I can find them. I'll show you what they look like. I mean, it's a very nice, that's a very therapeutic thing to do, so let's have a look. I mean, these are very old, so I've got these ones here that, these are really long, so they've got hearts on and different bits and bobs. Let's take them out there, you can see. So that's better, you can see them now. And I did sell them at one point, so that's why they're on this. I made this up. I made the little pin thing up. So these are about, well, it's when I had an Etsy store, so that's just showing how far back that was. And it's I used to be called Posh Cat Crafts because we used to have a Siamese cat, and he was very posh. So he was called Posh Cat. So when I then started crafting and was going to sell things, we said, what are we going to call myself? So we thought, oh well, let's call it Posh Cat. So that's what we were called, or I was called. And then there's just some smaller ones, like so. I used to love doing those actually. I've still got all the beads, and then I've also got, so where these have got the exposed sharp edge, I've also got some little bungs that you put on there to stop, so that they're not sharp, to protect. But they're a really nice thing to do as well. So if anybody's interested in that, let me know, and we'll sit and do some beading and things like that. I'll put them in because I could do my book dangles as well. That's another thing we could do at another stage. Yeah, if anybody wants any requests and different things that they want me to do, then please do let me know. Come and join my Discord server. It's a little bit like my Facebook group, so if you're not joined to my Facebook group, then please go and join it. It's Memories, Papers, Art, just in case you're not. And then so the Discord is a little bit like that, but all it is I'm going to call it, it's not a shop, but it's got you've got different headings for different things. So I've got things like general, so you can just chalk in there generally. Then there's one there that I've put where you can share all your makes and things. There's loads of different things in there. It's really, really good. So it just takes a little bit of getting used to, but as I say, once you know, you know. So I'm just going to turn this back on again. I thought what I might do is my next project that I might do on YouTube. So how do you feel about this? So if I design it, and instead of doing like recorded videos, how would everybody feel with doing a live on YouTube, doing it that way? What you could then do is I could send you out the kits and we could do it all together. How does that sound? Does that sound like something that anybody would be interested in? If not, then that's fine. I was just toying with that idea. So I'll get another one done here. I'm getting quite a few done as we're chatting away, or I'm chatting away. So I'm just shaking off that excess wax, and then turn it up that way, and then these ones should be near enough dry. Yeah, that one's dry. Now that's dried, and that's turned out really, really nicely. So what we're going to do now is find where I've put all my mica powders, or not all of them, but the ones that I want to use. Let me move these out of the way, so I don't need these now. Oh, sounds interesting. Okay, all right. Well, I can only but try it, can't we? And then see what you think. It was just trying to do something that is a bit more interactive, and I can chat as well as two people. So I've got instead of you watching it back, I've actually got your attention now, so I can actually talk to you, which is really nice. And sometimes it can be a bit lonely. Right, these are my powders. So this is just some of my micas in here, the ones that I use mostly. So in here I've also got my Perfect Pearls brush, and that is just for Perfect Pearls that I use it for. That's my sugar sand. So I don't want an actual colour, so this is just a pearly white, this one. So if I open it up, right, so what I'm going to do is just tip it up so that I get some on the lid, if you can see that. And as I say, this is just a white, and all I do is just pick some up on my brush. Now I will come a bit nearer so that you can see, hopefully. I'm hoping that you're going to be able to see it. Can you just see there that it is just touching? So what it's doing, it's actually sticking to that beeswax and just giving your flower a really nice pearly finish. And if you wanted to put a colour on, you could even put your waxes on here as well, so that is another good idea. And this, where this has actually, what this has actually done, you can see is it's mainly attached itself to the tips of the flower, and it's just highlighting it. It's really, really pretty. Let's see if I can do it on the this side. There, you see that side is quite shiny. There we go. Ooh, I thought it was going to fall in there then. I was going to say all that hard work. So that really, if you will then decide to move it down a bit, maybe it will cut there. You just about see it there. It is such a really, really pretty, it's a really good idea, and I don't know why a lot more people don't use it. I really don't. I find it really therapeutic to do something, to do this. So if I wanted to use a different colour, so I could use a blue, so put that on back on there. I've also got ones in here that have so I've got, now this little tin, when I used to work in the schools, this lovely little girl, I know her name, she gave me this tin for Christmas with obviously little, had all sorted toffees in it, and it's been housing my mica powders ever since. Right, this one is a goldy colour. Let's try that one. Got to love an old tin, haven't you? So I'm gonna, this doesn't transfer, so I'm just gonna put some in the lid. And so this is more of your goldy colour, so I've put quite a bit on there so that it really does pick it all up. There we are. Although that's just really looks like it's, well, you can see, I can see, I don't know if you can, more of the gold hue on that. There. So it just looks so pretty. I just really want you to see it. There we go. Right, so I've done it on the back there as well, and I'm not going to let go of it because I'll end up, it will fall in there. So we've done that one, so we've got this one here and this one. This one might be a bit small, so I'm just going to just use what's on my brush just to tickle the tops of those, like so. Now what I didn't show you that is that if you get one that has got a big well, so you've then got a lot of beeswax in the sort of in the crevices, you can then use your heat gun and, you know, holding it with your tweezers just to obviously to melt that wax, and then you'll get rid of that all that excess that's in there. But funny enough, I didn't get I didn't do that with these. That was quite, normally I have quite a few. So I've got that one, and I'm going to use that one, and we've got that, so we've got quite a few. We've got that, and I could use some mulberry flowers as well, and then that would just, that gives me a bit more bit more of a definition of different flowers. So I just need to get up here. So excuse me, I've got my stitched trousers on today. So I want these ones. There we go. I've got some big ones here. These ones will do. These weren't the ones I was looking for, but never mind, they'll do. So again, this is the same thing, same principle. I'm just going to use my tweezers because I've got to get a bit more of a control over it than just using it without. So these ones, you will see them. I wonder if you saw that with it being mulberry flowers, mulberry paper, it soaks up that beeswax really, really well. So this might have a bit of a well, but I don't think it has actually. I think I've done really well. But what you can do is just leave it on the edge there, and then it will just melt away any excess. So I'm going to do a couple more, and then we'll think about getting the album out. So you can it's so visible on here. I don't know if you can see it so much, where it's like blotting paper, where it's just soaking up all the ink. So there we go. So push that down, give that a little bit of a tap just to get that excess off. So does anybody do any crafts that you wouldn't, or used to do some crafts that you maybe not do now, sort of like using your melt pot? Mine would also be foiling. I don't do I've got the machine, I think I've used it once, and what else would I, stamping, colouring. I used to love colouring. I've also got my got some Copics and that, and I used to love colouring. Magnolia stamps in particularly were my favourite, and I think I wish I could get back to that. I don't make cards anymore, and I wish I kind of got out of that habit of making cards, which I used to love making cards. I couldn't do the clean and simple though. I don't know if anybody else could do the same, but I couldn't do clean and simple. They always had to be, you know, 25 steps to them, and layer upon layer of different designs and different dolly cut square circles and things, doily cut circles and die cuts and things. So I've kind of like taken all of that off. So I'm going to have 2 of those and those. I've got that big one if I want to use it, and then we've also got some leaves. So I'm going to put the leaves in. I'm going to just shape these a little bit before I put them in. So just to give them a bit of a shape, like so, and then we can just put it in. Now these I am going to really take all of the excess wax off, because I want to, if it sits on your mat, you're going to get a pool. So make sure you sit it where it's the downsized bit. So I'm just going to take off this excess of this wax off my tweezers. That's why I said it's best to use old ones. There we are. So a few more. I've got some different colour ones here. These are ones I've just had that I've cut previously and just not used, so I might as well use them. And these were a Cheery Lynn design as well, because they came on a long strip. I think they're actually called something like Maker's Mark now, or something like that. I think they're called. Who the lady sold it to. Okay, so that's 2. Three. 4. So that's, I'm going to just leave that there. That's the only thing with this heat gun. I know I keep saying it, but it does tend to leak everywhere. So let me just tidy up and get a bit more space. Let's put that back in there for just a second, because I'll use the, let's use the yellow one. So move that over there. I'll just move that just back there so that I don't. I've still got these ones as well, actually. I could quickly just do those and then they're done, and then I've got them out the way. So has anybody got any plans for the weekend? I know that there's a big craft show in Lincoln on the 21st of May, which I'm toying with the idea of going, but as I say, toying with it, that's about as far as I've got. I'm not going to use that one though, as that's all them. But I always end up making more flowers than I need, but it's rather to make more than not enough. And I've got this one here. Oh yeah, we could do. I don't know if it might not be Nico's thing. I don't know. I'd have to have a look at it, but yeah, we could do. I don't know if anybody here was going as well. Or is it too far for some people to come? I think it's to do with Stamporama. I think it's their one now that they're doing. Although I do like Lincoln. Sometimes this is really quick and other times it's too far. Yeah. Oh, that's a shame. Yeah, Lincoln's only about an hour and 20 minutes from me, so it's not too far. I go to the one, I used to go to the one in which was the Crafting Live, which is the one at Doncaster. Used to do that one as well. I used to like that one. That's the first one I think I sort of went to, and we went and stayed there. Me and Savannah went and stayed in a Premier Inn. It was a nice weekend. Right, so I've done that. Right, so made an extra one. I've got this one here. I can just quickly do this. Just even if I don't use it, at least I've got an extra bit. And that would be my next thing, I think, is to maybe do a craft fair, a crafting live thing like that. I've always wanted to go and do a oh, you're in Doncaster, because they've got one in is it the 21st of June? Is that the at the Dome with is it Stank Magic? That's there as well. I quite like that. I've been to that one a few times. I quite like that one as well. Yeah, I travel all over. I love driving. I'm any excuse to get in the car and drive. Apart from London, I haven't done London yet. I've done the outskirts. Oh, you 5 minutes? Ah. Yes, fun. We were looking at house prices and moving up north a little bit, and that's as sort of far as we got. And we quite like Doncaster. Oops. So when that's hot, that's just taken my glue off, but I was quick and it's stuck again, but it will re-stick. I'm just going to turn this upside down so that it drips. And if it doesn't, just add a little bit more glue. And it's still oh, there we go. You will stick, she says. It's like watching paint dry. There we are. I've been watching, I'm probably a bit late to the party. Is it the White Lotus Hotel? I've been watching that on, I don't know what side it's on it's on Sky. I'm quite enjoying it. It's really quite funny. It's really good. I'm a bit of a Walking Dead fan though. That's my favourite show. I think I've watched that. I must have watched that through from series 1 up to the last series probably about 20 times. If I don't know what to watch, I'll put that on, and I always see something different. And I'm not a horror person, but I don't find that particularly scary. And this has been a bit of a pain because doesn't want to stick. But it has stuck now. That's it. Good. Okay, so we've got our flowers. We just need to edge these little bits now. It's not edge them, sorry. We need to put our mica powder on them. So put that over there. Find my brush. I'm hoping that because this is like a yellowy, it may turn them like a gold. So I'm going to do the underside to see first. Oh yes, wow, that's really gold. So I like it. So we'll see. We'll do that. If you can see that, that now looks like it's gold, like a gold leaf, but it's not. I'm trying to think if I've got something made up that you can see where I've done this. I did have a box where I'd done it, but I don't know what I've done with it. It's like everything. I kind of put a lot of my books go up in the loft. I put them in boxes and things, so or I give them away. So that's my leaves. So I'm gonna do that on this. I didn't know whether I should do it on these ones, but it does look quite nice. So we've got that leaf, that one, sorry, not leaf, flower, and this one. This is sort of rock hard now, so I can't really shape it, but that's okay. I like it. Now, did I have any others? That one, I think. There we go. Right. Right, I have got a few other flowers there, but I'm going to leave it as those. So I'm going to turn this off so that I don't inadvertently knock it over. Put my one back in there. Where did they go? Just grab a drink. Right, I'll put them over there. They can go there. That, and that. I'll leave that out, and I'll leave these out just in case we use those. Go in there. Right, so we can bring my book in. and we're going to do the front cover. I thought I am going to cover it, but just to see where we will want to put our flowers. So we can put one sort of there. Now these ones haven't got any of the wax on, but that doesn't matter. So we can kind of like just start to build up our design. Like so. I might put them round, but I sort of think I'm going to have a little bit of something there, and then something maybe up here as well. And then I've got some chipboard pieces, or I've also got some of the notelets that come with it. So next thing is pattern paper. What we're going to do, what we're going to pick. So I've got these as well, so I could use some of those as a bit of the design. So leave them on there. No. So I've got this one, which is on the back cover. I quite like that. So that could be a maybe. And we've got these as well that we can cut out. So we can cut some some of the butterflies out. So I've got 2 lots here. So there's that one. No, I like the other one. Or we can just go plain and have... No, let's do what I was going to say. And do that. So let's get this one. So we're going to have this one. I'm going to have it. That would actually work out really well, because that design is on this side, and we can have then all our flowers around here, which is good. That is what I like. So ruler, and I need 8 inches. I'm just going to write this down. 8 by 9 3/8. That's quite a big album. So what have we got? So let's cut this out. Got 8. I'm just making sure that I was going to cut it the right way. 8, and we need that side by 9 3/4. No, I nearly cut the wrong side off. Whew. Like so. There we are. And then this is going to fit on the front. So I am going to ink my edges on this. So what sort of programs is everybody into? I like my sci-fi and fantasy, so I like things like Star Wars, and I like the Marvel things. They're another favourite of mine. I like Iron Man, that type of thing. Obviously I like The Walking Dead. Has anybody seen that program called Schitt's Creek? It's not actually spelt like that. It is spelt completely different. It's on Netflix. It's only on for about half an hour, and it's the lady who was the mum of Macaulay Culkin in the Home Alone series. Because when I first started watching it, I thought, I'm not going to get into this because that's all I could see is her face. I could see her in that movie, but as you go through it, oh, she's really, really good. It's such a good, it's so funny, it really, really is. So if you haven't watched it, put that on one of your watch lists. It is really, really funny. So I need some glue now. So let's get this in. We can. I think what I may do is add a little bit of something as well with it. Might put. We'll get it on first and then. Have a look. Right, pull that up. There we are. That's the front. I know I'm doing this a bit roundabout way, so I haven't got finished all the inside yet, but I think it's nice to just flip back and forth, and you can then see how it comes together in different ways. Just goes to show you don't have to do everything all at the same time. I'm not too sure. I might have to make that a little bit bigger. That just keeps falling out of there. So now where did I put my little bits that I had? I mean, I could even use this. This is like a ready-made corsage sort thing, but I need those. Now where have I put them? I think they're in another box. I know where they are. Oh, wait a second. That's my beeswax that I've got. As I say, it comes in little pellets, and it is locally sourced, and so yeah, it's just little tiny pellets like that. And I say that I bought that bag, probably half full it probably was, and I've only topped that up once, and I've done loads and loads of flowers with just that bag. So it is quite. You don't need a lot. Yeah. So I've got my stamens, and I'm going to use these bobbly ones. These. Oh, they feel like they're cold actually. So I can never get this back on. Take them off, but you never get them on. Right, okay. So now I'm just going to do my composition. So as I said, these I haven't added the beeswax to. As I say, you don't have to add it to everything, but I will just add a little slight brown edge to them. And then what I'll do is I will fix them down so that they're fully flat to the actual cover. So, and then here as well, like so. As I say, you don't have to do it like that. You can just have one that goes up. I just tend to like it a bit like that. So I've got this flower. This was one that I've had already done. I'm not sure if it might be a bit big. You can see that there. I don't know. We'll see. So what with these as well, because this is wire, what I tend to do with this as well is make a bit of a feature from it. So you can twirl it round something, like a pencil or something like that. My hands are a little bit slippy tonight. And you just twirl it round, and then you create a little tiny spring, and then that can become part of your design, like so. And you can just put that on there, and it just adds another little bit of interest. As I say, I'm not sure about this big flower or that, so I'm going to take that off just for the better. Yeah, I'm going to take them off. I sometimes mostly leave them on, but it was not sitting right. And I tend to then just build up then as we go around. I tend to try and do it so that we've got quite a lot either side, like so. And then I will use some of these, and what I'm going to do is just add a little bit of double-sided tape just around them, just to keep them together. If you've got florist tape, that's even better, but it's just, this is what I've got to hand, so that's what we'll have to do. So it's just to keep them together for the moment, that's all. I don't think that's going to work. No, it's going to come off, so that was a bit pointless. What else have I got? I could use a bit of glue. It's just to keep them together until we push them in. So I think that's what I used to do actually. I'm trying to remember what I used to do before, so let me see if I can put some glue on there and then just twirl that glue round. Yeah, that's better, that sticks. There. And then they can just go in there like so, just to add a little bit there. So let's take it all off now. Now I've got what I'm doing, and we can start to do the composition. Okay, there. Now I'm coming over a little bit because I don't want these leaves to come over that spine. There we go. So this one here, and as I say, although it's crossed there, you won't see it because this is going to go just like so. And this is where I need my hot glue. Now if you don't need to use this, you can use your matte medium. You can use your things like that as well. So I'm just pushing them down, and then I think my glue gun needs to heat up a bit. Yeah, add that. go. So that's your first flower, and then you can just start to build it up. So that's going to go under there. Oh. Okay, I'm just building this up as we go along, and then I've got some extra leaves as well that we can put in as well, as I say, just to add a bit more interest in there. Just add a bit more glue on that. There we go. And then where did I put my stamens go? That's one. Let's get some more. 1, 2. Let's push them together. And just add the glue on that and just twirl that round, and that should go into a point then, and then they can go in here. Just going to use these tweezers just to stick those in. This side, you can go there. Now I also have got some, I'll put some buttons and things in as well, so that can go there. And then what I'll do is these stamens I'll put on the outside. There we are. And then they can go just in there, so I'll put some glue on them and push that down as we go, and then that can go just on the top, so I'll just add a bit more glue on there. Nope, stop. Getting rid of all these spider web type things, spider trails. So we've got this one here, so this can go, you can put that, can go just under there like so, and then you could add some leaves just under this bit. So I'm going to put one, actually I'm going to do two, so I have two here, so I'll put these two together. And then these can go there, like so. And then I've got leaves on all four corners, or three corners should I say. That'd be good. So, there. And then put some on the back. You can push that in. There we are. So that's that. Now I want to put on, I've got some little tiny flowers. Now these ones haven't got, haven't, that one has, isn't it? Yes, that one has. So that one can go either just there and just there, so that it doesn't look too uniformed, but you've still got the same sort of design. So I'll stick that on there. Right, 1 second. Okay, right. Sorry, I don't like to do that when I'm on stream, but sometimes you just get those messages that you just have to read. Okay, so let's put this on here like here. And that's then just going to go there like so, and then what I'll do when I've finished is I will just put the heat gun just over them, just to get rid of all the little spider trails, and that then it will just heat them all away. So I need some buttons or something. I meant to keep meaning to use these, because I've got these flowers and I keep getting them out to use, and I keep forgetting that they're there. So I need now, see, now you could either go round with some which would look really nice, which I think I may do, because I haven't done that, but if I do that I won't be able to do anything else, because they'll be wet. So I could put some Nuvo drops around, going around my edge, which looks really, really, really nice. Sorry, there we go. It looks really, really nice. So I could use that. Don't know if it's a stupid question, but does the wax not crack once crack the flowers? No, they don't. And if it does, it just looks like it's supposed to. They're really, really hard. No, it doesn't crack, because they're actually on, so they're actually hard, and they'll stay like that forever. They don't. I know what you mean. Do you mean like if it cracks off, Sarah? No, it doesn't crack off. No, because what happens is the wax actually permeates, if that's the word I'm looking for, right through to the core of the paper. So it is actually embedded now into the paper, so it won't crack off. And because there's only like a thin coating over the top, it won't crack. If you left it and there was big clumps of it, then yes, it would crack. But as I say, I didn't need to. But if you've got loads of it on there, you can just heat it off with your heat gun, but you would still get the wax on the flowers. You just have to try it, and then you'll see what I mean. It is a really, really good way, and they don't break. Or you know, sometimes if you put flowers on, it doesn't matter what paper or card. No, it doesn't, not at all. No. Now, as I say, if you use the mulberry flowers that you can get, that you can actually see, it's like a sponge. So if you get if you remember like old-fashioned blotting paper, when you spilt ink, you put the blotting paper on the top, it would then soak up all the ink. Well, that's what the mulberry paper does with the wax. It just soaks it all up, and the same with the paper or card. It just sucks it all up. I've used tracing paper. I've used vellum. It doesn't work it works all right, but it's not brilliant on vellum, but it does look really, really nice. So yeah, so anything like that. I've also used it on top of canvases. I've done a thin coat over top of a canvas, so you get that sort of old Egyptian type feel as well, which is really, really good. So yeah, no, it doesn't matter. And I've used card, I've used paper here. As I say, the mulberry paper I've used, and they are hard. And as I say, they don't break off as much as what they would if you just use normal paper. So this is my favourite jar. So let's have a look. I like to just add little tiny bits of bling. So that's quite nice. That's quite big. That looks good. Turn it around. Quite like that just sitting in there actually. And maybe I need something small at the top. I might put, like what I did inside, I might do the yeah, I might do that. I'm going to leave that big one in there, but on the outside I've also got some butterflies which would look really, really nice, but I would need to colour those, so I can't put them on yet. So let me just put these back in here so I don't lose them. Just look and see, I've got some flowers in there. No. Right, I was going to get that, wasn't I? This is that where I look and I can't find them now. Right, there we go, found them. And I might get a different colour. I might get a creamy colour of the Nouveau drops. So I've got these. So I did this inside, so this will bring this obviously the same as what's inside. But then I've got these butterflies, but I would think have to colour them. But then again, if I've got that there, I don't suppose it really matters. That looks quite nice. I could use a small one down here. Now I'm going to leave that like I quite like that. What does that look like? I think that needs to just go over there. There we are. Okay, thank you. Welcome. Right, this I've had, the nibs I've had for years. I got them from AliExpress. I know people don't like AliExpress and they think, but there are people on there that don't copy things. So I only buy anything that is metal, sort of your embellishment type things. I buy those from there. Anything that isn't copyright, so I don't buy the dies, I don't buy stamps, I don't buy papers or anything like that that's been copyrighted, so, or stolen. So I don't do anything like that. So yeah, so mainly AliExpress, but as I say, I bought them ages ago. So let me have a look, see if I won't have them on my order, but I like doing this when I do some shopping, trying to find different things. I think we it might be embellishment, I think. Right, so nothing actually come up. Right, no, so that's not them. So let's see. I'm trying to think what I would have searched for them to have come up. Unless I say I would have bought them quite a few years ago, so I don't even know if they'll be still on my orders. Let me look, see if they're on my orders. Right. We could be lucky. There's just loads of stuff on here that... Well, no, we're not going to be that lucky, but there might be... We might try like antique... Let's see, no. What I'll do is I'll just have to have a look at look to see whether or not I can find them more. I just have to think about the different things that or if somebody else finds them before me, let me know, because I'm running out. I could do with some more. I'm sure that's what I would have called them anyway. Would have been pen nibs. But they could be something completely different. You know, you can search, you think it's called pen nibs, but they might be like under filigree. I'm just trying to think what, maybe old-fashioned maybe. Try that. Okay, let's try metal embellishment. So metal. I thought I'd found them then, but no, they weren't, and it was something different. But I'll have another look. I will have a look, and we'll if I find them, I'll post a link in the Discord group. Right, so I've just got to add this bit here, and then I'm going to add those there. I quite like them like that, and then this under here, and we should be good to go. I've got a few more flowers that if you wanted to, you could put on, but I think that's quite nice as it is. And then when we put the Nouveau drops on, again I'll go and see if I've got a different colour. I have got a gold sparkly one, but I don't know if that would look nice. So let's just put this on. Let's put that there. Put that on there. And then this can go down here. And then I think the front is done. Apart from the Nouveau drops, which as I'll do, and then we'll call that a night, I think, once I've done that. So let me find a nice colour. So we've got green. I don't know about green. Definitely not blue. It's green blue. Or I want a sort of a cream colour. That's nice. That's nice. Right. So got a couple of nice colours we can have a look at. So I've got the blue, but I think that might be too much. This is quite matte. Then I've got a cream. This is buttermilk. This is a gloss one. This is matte. I think this is gloss. This is sugared almond. That'd be quite nice as well, I think, that colour. Antique metal nibs. Oh, is that what you looked for? Antique metal nibs. Oh. Okay, let's have a look. Aha, you found them. Well done. Yes, that's them exactly. I knew it would be something very similar like that. So, and I don't honestly think I paid that much for them. But as I say, they did last an awful lot. But then I've just looked on there. There's something there that's like a little bee. I just put them in my basket as well. And I've saved 12 pence now. But there was something on there. It was little beehive. Oh, they're really sweet. Let's see if I can grab that screen. Hold on a second. Let's have a look. There we go. I'll get that up. Copy. Paste. Okay. And no, I thought I could do it. I can't. I was trying to see if I could get it up there, but it's not. Well, it's not working. It's just all it's done is taken a screenshot of it. That would be so nice if I could do that. So I'll delete that. But yes, so these ones are like a little butterfly, like a little bee with it's a charm, and it's got like the little hexagon bee pattern. Really, really nice. Yes, I want to remove that. So I don't know. I don't think I can do that, but they're expensive. They're like £18. They're a bit they're. I got my keys and things from there as well, which are very, you know, very good. It's just what, just keep looking. I mean, things like this, that I think, you know, there's no harm in doing this. I mean, it's the nobody's copyrighted images and things like that, so. And they've got to come from somewhere. Oh, excuse me. Right, that's it. I've paid for mine before I look at anything else. Right, to get back to this. Now I've done a bit of shopping. So I think that's the same colour. Buttermilk. Buttermilk. Oh, they're two different colours. Crystal drops and buttermilk. Yeah, one's different colours. Oh, or there's this one here, which is the sugared almond, which looks nice, but don't know so much. I think I might stick with the yellowy one rather than. Let's see what this looks like. It won't come out. That's the other thing, isn't it? Got to love a Nouveau drop when they work. I don't know. Let's have a look on this bit. I'm just gonna have a look. I can cut my flowers. I'm just seeing what that looks like. No, I'm gonna go with the light colour, I think. And then I've got those. Oh, I need that. I need to stick. But it's now. Right, turn that round. And you can just stick that there. Like so. You can just keep building and building and building on this. So I'm going to use this colour, and I think this is a nice colour, so I'm just going to go round and do lots of dots. And now what you could do if you didn't want to do random dots like this, you could go round with your pencil first and then just space out your dots. I don't mind though if they're a little bit uniform but not a lot. I think it just adds to the overall effect, because it is handmade at the end of the day, and I think nobody's books are perfect. We try and make them perfect, but I do love a good Nouveau drop, I've got to say. And I will just lift this up as we when it comes to dry, so that it will dry flat. Oh. This is something different. I don't think I've done this before. So I think it's nice when you get out different things that maybe some things that you used to do and then you maybe haven't done for a long time. And I think that's why I'm loving doing this Twitch streams, because I feel as though I've got the freedom to be able to do what I want. I can craft, and if I make a mistake, I make a mistake, and it's, you know, you can just go from there, because we all sort of make mistakes, but also it's nice to be able to create and just have a chat as well, and just really talk about rubbish and what's, you know, sort of on your mind or what have you. There we go. Now I'm not going to go any further down here, because I'm going to stop that. There's where I stopped that. Right, so while that's drying, there's not much else I can do with that actually, so I can just tilt it, and I think what I'll do tomorrow is up here I'll use one of these maybe as a, put a little pocket or something in there, so that is there. But what I could also do actually while I am here is just do the, I might glossy accent these butterflies, and then that I think will then be drying. So I need something big underneath there. Just that. There we go. Do not move. Right, let me just undo this, and then I can try again. Now Ranger they did one like glossy accent, but it was like a crackle. I don't know if anybody's seen that one, and that was really good. Lovely. Really enjoyed watching you live. Thank you. You're welcome. Thank you for joining me, Susan. It's been lovely to have your company. Oh, I nearly did it. Right. Oh, so all I'm doing is just adding that glossy accents now to that butterfly without getting my hand onto the Nouveau drops, and just adding it, and then this will dry tomorrow. But yeah, it was called, I think it was called Crackle Accents, I think it was called, and that was quite a nice thing. That took an overnight thing to dry as well. But so all I've done is I've just done the butterflies, and I haven't done the bodies, because what I'll do is I'll add some of the metal embellishments to that. So I've done that. Now up here I've also got some light bulbs, so I'm going to add glossy accents to the bulbs as well, just to make them stand out a little bit more. And I think that is it. I don't think I can add any more. Oh, I nearly missed that bit of the wing. And as this is self-leveling, it won't go over the edges. It will just stay within that little confine that you've done. I'm just making sure I've got it all and there's no bubbles in it. There, I think that's it. So I'm going to leave that there and let that dry. I'm going to get another cup of tea and have a tidy up, because now I've got stuff everywhere again. So thank you for joining me. It's been lovely to have your company. And yes, Nico, sometimes it make it, yeah, it does, you're right, it does make it look a bit more perfect. So yeah, so thank you ever so much again. Enjoy the rest of your evening. It's Friday tomorrow. I'm not sure if I'm due to stream tomorrow, but I will do, I think. If it's on my stream schedule, then I'll stream, but I might do just a one-off just to finish that bit there. So thanks ever so much again. Don't forget to come and follow me on all the social medias, and if you aren't already, come and join me on Discord, and yeah, lots of things on there as well. So I'll see you soon. Bye. Bye. Bye.